my channel. I know I've been gone for a little bit. I actually went back east to visit some family, which was really nice. I went to Florida and I got to visit Tampa and a few other places. It was amazing just spending time with family that I hadn't seen in way too long. The weather was beautiful. I got to go to the beach and it was just fabulous. I am really happy to be back in LA though, back to my clients and doing glam sessions again, and this is home. I wanted to show you this look that I created today, and it's actually the makeup that I wore pretty much every day when I was in Florida. Because I was so busy doing things and I really wanted to spend as much time with my family as possible, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on my makeup. So I wanted something super simple, quick, something that was fresh-faced and not too smoky and not too heavy, because although they said it wasn't very humid when I went, I definitely felt the humidity, especially coming from LA where it's really dry, so I didn't want everything melting off. So I just thought this look was really fresh. I put on lashes today, which I definitely did not do in Florida, but for the purposes of the video I did add some false lashes. And then I put on this really pretty coral color, which I actually left here in LA. I'm really upset that I didn't bring it with me. I think it would have been a perfect lip color for Florida. I ended up going with like more nudes when I was there, but I thought since I was back I would open this baby up since it was new. I purchased it in the winter time, and so I was waiting for springtime so that I could wear it because it's really bright. And yeah, enough of me chit-chatting. I will get into the video and show you how I created this perfect spring makeup look. First, I'm going to start by applying this moisturizer because my skin has been really dry lately, and I'm using the Proactiv Oil-Free Moisturizer with SPF 15. And I really like this one because it does have that sunblock in it. It is going to protect your skin against the sun. I'm then going to apply my trusted foundation, which is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet, and this one was great for my trip because it was hot and humid. I definitely wanted to keep my skin matte, and I was in the shade 30, but I got a little bit of sun, so I bumped it up to 35, and I'm applying it with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'm just blending that into the skin and working it down towards my neck as well. I applied my foundation with that Real Techniques brush, but of course I had to go back in with my Beauty Blender, which I love. I feel like it really buffs in the foundation and just gives it an airbrush look, so I definitely went over my face and just blended everything in with the sponge. I'm then taking my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard, and I'm applying that underneath each eye as well as down the center of my nose, a little on the forehead, and above the Cupid's bow. I'm then going to blend that in with my adorable baby beauty blender, and I've really been liking this. I love that one end is pointed and I feel like it really blends in underneath your eye nicely. And then I love that the other end has a little bit of a flat side to it, so I think that's really great for packing on translucent powder and really setting your under eye concealer. Once I'm done applying my foundation, I then go in with the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly, and I apply that all over my eyelid. I start from underneath my eyebrows, all the way to my lash line, and this product is amazing. It definitely keeps your eyeshadow on all day. It prevents creasing due to your eyelid getting oily, and I won't apply eyeshadow without using this first. I then take a spoolie and I'm going to brush through my brows before we start working on those. I'm then going in with my favorite brush that I use to apply eyebrow product, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Aqua Brow in the shade 15, and this is a Morphe brush. It doesn't have a number that I can see, but it is their double-ended brush. One end has an angled brush, which is what I'm using here, and then the other end is a spoolie, which you can use to comb your brows, and I just think it's really convenient that you can have both of them in one brush. I'm taking the Aqua Brow and working it into my eyebrow and just filling in any sparse areas that I may have. I usually start from the center of the eyebrow, working my way towards the inner part of my eyebrow, and then also filling in the tail end as well. And I usually slow down a little bit when I get to the tail end, just so I can get a precise, sharp tail. I don't want that area to be too fat. I then comb it in, and I then go in with my Anastasia product, and that is the Anastasia pomade in the shade Chocolate. And I'm then using my other favorite angled Morphe brush, which is the C409 Angle Definer, and I tend to be sparse underneath my eyebrows, so I'm just taking that Anastasia product and applying it underneath my eyebrows and just defining them. After I'm done with my brows, I like to clean them up so that they are extra defined and there's no smokiness to them or anything. So I take my Morphe S30 brush and taking the MAC Paint Pot, I'm just cleaning up underneath my eyebrows and blending downwards, kind of blending that into my eye a bit. I'm then taking my foundation and applying it with a square brush and just cleaning up above my eyebrows and kind of doing the same thing that I did underneath my eyebrows, just making sure that it's really precise and clean. After I'm done with that, it's then time to move on to the eyes, and I'm taking my Morphe G17 brush as well as this light taupey shade from their 35N eyeshadow palette, and I'm applying that all over my eyes from underneath my eyebrow down to my lash line, and this is just going to give a really smooth canvas to start applying eyeshadows to. I'm then taking one of my favorite transition shades right now, and this is the ColourPop eyeshadow in the shade Desert, and I'm using that with my G17 brush and just applying that into the crease and really working that in. I'm applying it to the crease, but then I'm also bringing it up a little bit as well, just applying it onto the eye and making a nice transition area. I'm then going to deepen the crease using this ColourPop eyeshadow in the shade Bandit, and I'm applying that into the crease as well. I'm not going up as high as the first shade. I'm kind of just keeping this on the outer corner of the eye and just deepening things up. I wanted to darken it up a little bit more, so using that same shade Bandit, I'm taking my Elizabeth Mott All Over shadow brush and just really working that into the crease. I'm just focusing literally on the crease area, and as you can see, I don't lift the brush. I keep it on my eye and just keep working it back and forth, and that's going to ensure that the dark shade stays in that exact area where I have the brush placed. I want this look to be really fresh and effortless looking, so I'm going to make sure that everything's very blended, and I'm doing that by using the G17 brush and working it onto my eyelid and crease. It's then time to apply the lid shade, and I heard that these ColourPop eyeshadows do dry out, so as you can see, I make sure that the lids are on very tight. I had a hard time getting that off right there. I'm then taking a small flat brush and the shade LALA, and I'm applying that all over my lid, and it's a really pretty shimmery shade that I think is perfect for spring. I'm patting that all over. And then at one point I wanted a little bit more intensity, so I ended up taking the e.l.f. mist spray and misting my brush and dipping it into the shade LALA again and applying that onto my lid, and as you can see, it definitely intensifies it and makes it more shimmery, and I just think it's gorgeous. Taking my M139 brush in this beautiful chocolate color by ColourPop in the shade Mittens, and I'm applying that to the outer corner, deepening things up, making this look very chocolatey and shimmery and just really spring beautiful. Instead of using a liquid or pencil eyeliner, which can be a little bit thick and heavy, I decided to use this C113 square camo brush and apply a black eyeshadow, which is also in the Morphe 35N palette, and I'm just using the eyeshadow with this brush and applying it really close to the lash line, and as you can see, I lay the brush down and then wiggle it side to side, and doing this just gives a really soft eyeliner look without it being heavy by using a pencil or a liquid liner, and I really like this because it's easy. You can't really mess up. It does have a smoky look to it, so the whole idea is that it doesn't have to be perfect. So this is especially nice if you want a soft look or if you're in a rush. Taking my 1B116 pencil brush and the shade Mittens, I'm applying that underneath the lash line, and that's just going to smoke out underneath a little bit and kind of tie the look together. Again, I didn't want this look to be very heavy, so instead of using a black liner in my waterline, I went ahead and took this Pacifica Natural Minerals liner in the shade Fringe and applied that to my waterline, and that just ties in underneath the eyes and just really makes the under eye area even more chocolatey. I wanted a gradient effect underneath my eye, so taking that pencil brush and the shade Bandit, I'm applying that underneath that dark chocolate shade that we have underneath the eye already, and just blending the two together. That's just really going to diffuse it and give that gradient effect. To highlight the inner corner of my eye, I'm taking my M149 brush and misting it with the e.l.f. spray, and then dipping it into the shade LALA, which is that really shimmery, beautiful color. And I'm applying that in the inner corner of my eye. I'm also bringing it up onto the eyeshadow and underneath the lash line as well. And that just gives a more natural appearance instead of just having a straight ball or dot of shimmer in the inner corner of your eye, which I think looks very artificial. So I like to blend it all in. I'm then taking my Makeup Forever mascara and applying that to my top lashes and prepping them for falsies. Using the Super Slim Liquid Eyeliner by L'Oreal, I'm just going to go right over the lash band so that the lashes look a little bit more natural. And as you can see right there on that eye, that liner went over the glue and just made it look seamless, like they are my own lashes. Taking my M437 brush and this bronzer by Bareminerals in the shade The High Dive, I'm using that to contour my cheeks, and I'm just going to apply that and make sure that it's very blended so that I don't have any sharp lines on my face. I'm then applying bronzer to my temples and around my hairline, and this is just going to make my forehead look a little bit smaller. And then I'm also applying it underneath my jawline, and this is going to make my face look a little more chiseled. I'm then taking this blending brush, and this is one of my favorite brushes for contouring my nose. It is by Makeup Designery, and it is their brush 800. And I'm just taking that brush and the bronzer and contouring down the sides of my nose. And I'm also going to contour the tip as well, and that's just going to make it look like a small, cute, pointed nose. Next, we are going to move on to my favorite part, which is blush, and here I'm applying the shade Coral Cove, and it is a blush by Milani, and like it says, it is a beautiful coral color. I think that it's perfect for spring, and it's definitely going to match the lip color that I'm going to apply. I'm then going to add a little bit of glowiness to my skin by using this Morphe M438 brush and the Stila All Over Shimmer Duo in the shade Kitten. And I'm using that warmer sort of brownish pinky champagne shade, and I'm applying that right above where I applied the blush. And yeah, that's giving me a really pretty glowiness to the skin that I really, really love. I'm then taking that highlighter and applying it down the center of my nose as well as my Cupid's bow, and that's just going to make my lips look a little bit fuller, poutier, and sexier. Doing this video, I realized that I did not have a coral lip liner, which reminds me I definitely need to pick something like that up. So I went ahead and used the NYX lip liner in the shade Pinky Rose, and I'm just lining my lips with that. Then onto the showstopper product in this video, which I'm holding upside down. And it is the LA Girl Lip Paint in the shade Tango, and I cannot explain to you how much I love this lip paint. This coral shade is absolutely gorgeous. I went ahead and applied a second layer so that I would be even more bright and more coral, and I just see myself wearing this every day of spring. It is so, so beautiful. Uh-oh, I almost forgot my bottom lashes, and no makeup is complete without applying mascara to those bottom lashes. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that on there real quick. There we go, much better. Now the look is complete. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you next time.